Welcome back to the Life and Lessons of Me. I'm your host, Jordan, or me. I love that joke. It's not even funny, but it's just like a good intro, I think. So I've made a couple episodes, but I wasn't really happy with them, so I never posted them. But today I was like, you know what? Inspiration. Let's make an episode that I'm actually going to post this time. I mean, I'm not never going to post those. I just need to figure out when or like why I don't like them, and then go from there. But today I want to talk about patience, and it's something that you learn over time and it comes with maturity for sure. Um, because I used to not be patient at all whatsoever. I still, it depends on the day whether I'm feeling patient or not. But I will say this whole car situation is teaching me a lot. It's it's good, I think. Like, the saying, good things come to those who wait. Like I've said that before on the show, I'm pretty sure. Um, but yeah, so I'm waiting, patiently waiting 4 freaking years. Okay, we should rephrase that. I've been impatiently waiting until now because I think it's finally like I have it. It's mine. I'm getting it. Like what's a couple months, in the grand scheme of things? It's a fraction of the time that we have, but it's still limited. So, my friend had a good point. He was like, stop putting all your happiness in this car. I was like, true, true. I need to, you know, focus on me, do myself something good, and I think that I've come a really long way. Like me last year versus me this year, mm, insanely different. Okay. Like it's been a rough year. I'd say it taught me a lot, I think. Um, but yeah, the biggest thing I've realized is patience. Like people are generally impatient, generally. They want stuff done when they want it done. And I'm the same way, right? And sometimes impatience leads to frustration, which leads to, anger, which, hey, I sound like Yoda, you know, what is it? Hate, anger, fear, all that stuff. Dark side. Don't want to be on the dark side. No way. And I think I'm going to embrace my nerdy side on the show because, I mean, look, I got all these Legos over here. You see them all the time on the show if you watch it, or if you listen to it. I think Star Wars is very applicable to the real world, and people are like, "Moo," but it absolutely is. Like, you know, every episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars has an inspirational quote at the beginning. Like, I think a lot of what I think about life comes from that, like a little bit, you know. And I think it's an amazing movie series. It's amazing content. Like, and the thing with the Kenobi show, like, people are mad about that. I don't really care. I'm just like, ooh, new Star Wars content. Like, literally, I was patiently waiting for Kenobi to like. Bad Batch comes out in September. Like, I'm so excited for that show. Like, so yeah, big nerd. But patience, big thing with the Jedi, and big thing in real life that you absolutely need to have. And you have to have a certain connection to the world, that goes beyond what you physically see and what you physically are interacting with. It absolutely does. Like Star Wars, if you've never seen it, do yourself a favor, watch it. Like start with 4, 5, 6 because those are the best ones, I think. Um, anyway, back to the point. Um, been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Like that's enough to make anyone go nuts. Like, can you imagine waiting on your independence and waiting on your freedom and just being stuck and just having to wait? Like, so yeah, I learned patience because I was forced to, not because I necessarily wanted to or was thinking about like, oh, I'm going to learn patience here. Like, no, it just kind of happens. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I can't explain it. It just poof, patient. Like, I just don't know if it's like the meds that I'm on that are making me like just not care as much. Like, not care, but like not focus on it as much, which I think is a major benefit to what I'm on, which is Lexapro. Major benefit. I feel great. Okay, but misconception, it doesn't make you not feel anything. So people that are taking anxiety medication to reduce anxiety might think it might make it go away. It doesn't make it go away. Absolutely not. And for some people, that might be a deal breaker. But I think it allows you to feel emotions and then move on way faster. Like something happens, I go, "Ugh," and then I go, like, like, emotional response that's automatic. And then I, catch it and I go, I'm good. Like, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Just goes right through me now. Like, I feel it. Uh, kind of think about it for a minute and then poof, gone. Like, it's helped me a lot, I think, focus less on, people who have a lot going on and aren't on their phone as much. And I turned off Snapchat notifications. Like, never been better. Still need to get off Instagram. I mean, I'm not going to get off Instagram because of my podcast and stuff, but Instagram is worse than Snapchat because you're seeing what everybody else is doing and you're like, I'm not doing that. But whatever. Drinking more water. Like, overall, this summer is going to be a reset for me. I'm going to, get school done. I'm like so over school that I just need to get it done. Like I need to like rush through that, get it done. Just I don't know. I feel like I look really good right now. Like, people have been telling me like, "Oh, you look so mature." I'm like, do I? I mean, I guess. And I was talking to my therapist today, and I was like, I think this whole car situation has matured me like 10 years. Like, just the whole past year has matured me 10 years. I know more about myself. I know how to understand my emotions better. I know how to manage them. You know, I'm almost peak Jordan. Okay, I'm almost there. Definitely didn't peak in high school. Been moving up in the world. A lot of times I feel like it's like one step forward, two steps back, and I'm like, what a waste. I need to go forward like 5 steps at a time. Like, that way if I go backwards, I'll be still ahead. But yeah, I think once this car gets here, once my job stuff gets figured out, once I'm going to school in person, like, I don't know, can't complain. Life's actually pretty good right now. Like, I mean, yeah, there's some stuff that's still like, but like, again, I'm just over everything. I'm like, eh. Yeah. So back to overthinking a little bit. Like, patience in terms of like waiting for the car is different than like, let's say, patience in terms of waiting for like a partner to show up. I'm just like been trying to force things to happen for the longest time, and what a waste of my time that has been. Like, another big thing. Don't waste your time. I've said this before. Like, I'll say it again. Don't do it. It's just got limited amount. But like I said, like, I'm learning patience and now I'm applying it to other things. Like, I've been waiting for this car. Now I'm applying it to, waiting for someone to come along and, yeah. So there's that. I don't really care anymore. I mean, obviously I care, but like, oh well, like, it's not a big focus. Like, I don't overthink. I don't dwell on things. I'm way less anxious. Absolutely. Like, I get anxiety, I go, like, I still feel it. I still know that I can get anxious and feel anxious, but I can manage it. I'm like, whatever. Like, it just doesn't hurt. Glancing blow just bounces off. It's like I'm wearing Mjolnir armor from Halo. Again, big nerd. If you didn't know that, welcome to nerdness. But I mean, Halo's freaking cool. Like, if you've never played Halo, please do yourself a favor, play Halo. It's cool. Like, who doesn't want to be a super soldier from the future with almost nearly indestructible armor? Like, me, do you not want to do that? Like, Chief is badass, dude. Like, I want to be Chief. If you don't know who Chief is, Master Chief 117, Sierra 117, which is S117, which is Spartan 117. Like, because Sierra is the NATO alphabet for S. Like, I should learn the NATO alphabet just for fun. Nah, it's a long time. But yeah, so again, patience. It takes patience to play video games. Like campaign, if you keep dying, like you play it on really hard, keep dying, you keep dying, you keep dying. Then you just go, ah, like, so there's less of me exploding from being impatient and, you know, not having a handle on my emotions a little bit. Like, been pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, life has been pretty good. Building the routine. You know, I've seen these same people for a bunch of times. Like I've been going for walks with the dog. I see the same people, like friends with the mailman, well, mail woman. Not really. I just see the mail person on the road. Yeah, I feel like if I keep going for walks around the same time, I'm gonna start, meeting the same people, and eventually, I don't know, introduce myself. Like we'll see, because it's hard to, have a conversation when you're walking on the road because it's road, cars. Yeah, so yeah, pretty good. My dog loves me. There's no better feeling than coming into the house and having your dog like howl at you because they missed you. Like I'm like, Daisy, I just took Jolly for a walk. I was coming back. Like, yeah, the two dogs thing, kind of tough because I don't have two leashes. I don't want to walk both of them at the same time. So I'm trying to train the one how to be good and not get squished by my wheelchair, which I think is good. It's just repetition. So if I go for a walk every day, she's gonna know if I walk in front of the chair, my foot gets squished. So, I'm not purposely trying to squish her foot, but if she's not listening, then she's gonna get her foot squished. Like, I can't stop on a dime. It takes a second, but I obviously feel bad every time I squish her foot, but you know, she's learning. She's a good girl. That Daisy, oh boy, she's crazy. I walk in today and she goes, woo, like Daisy, shush. Trying to bring Jolly in the house. Shut up. I can't say hi to you because I have to take Jolly off the leash. Like, girl, chill. I don't know. I think I'm her favorite for sure because I'm always here and I always take her for walks now. It's been like a couple weeks of, drinking water, walking the dog, kind of getting my routine down, you know, it's good. It's all good. Like, and I just need to focus on like doing this stuff because I like doing this stuff and I like sharing with you guys and I like sharing my, I guess, progress with myself a little bit. Like if I go back and watch these, I'll be like, wow, I really am a different person now. And I think making this podcast has helped me, to vent a little bit, to get things off my chest, it just like without really any, I don't know, input, let's say. Like, I mean, obviously I'm sharing this on the internet, so people are going to see this, but I think it's somewhat inspiring story that I have. So that's why I started this podcast anyway. Like, yeah. And I actually I feel I'm really confident. Like, I look great. Look at me. I'm like a cute Italian dude. Like, what the heck is there not to like? Oh, also dad bod, apparently. That's the look. So got that down. So that's gonna do it for this episode, I think. Remember, patience is a virtue, and you can't always control everything on your time frame. The only thing you can control is yourself. And that's what I've been kind of embracing, and that's what I've been doing. So if you're waiting for something, keep on waiting. It's coming. Have faith, patience. Sometimes it's gonna be hard to have patience every day, but as long as you wake up every day and you're like, it's a new day, let's do this, and it might take a minute for you to get to that point. It's like you might be someone who's fighting to wake up in the morning and get out of bed. But trust me, it gets better. Okay. You just have to have faith that it is getting better. Because if you're like, oh, it'll never get better for me and blah, 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 then it won't. Because you've already made your mind up. You've already made that decision. Law of attraction. If you don't think it'll get better, it won't because you're attracting that. If you're like, it's getting better. It's getting better. I can see it getting better. My life is going in the right direction. Then it will. So focus up, think positive. I mean, yes, I wasn't doing that for the longest time, wasn't following my own advice, but once you have experienced enough that I have, like, and people in general have, hopefully you'll turn out very patient, very mature, very well-rounded, and you will know yourself better. Okay, so that's my advice for today. Obviously, I'm not telling you you have to do anything, but I would recommend, focusing on good things and having, a good positive attitude and having faith that things are getting better, because they absolutely will. They will. Okay. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.